Okay, hello, year 3. So today I'm going to be starting a book with you called The Sheep Pig. Now I wonder, just whilst we're waiting, have a little think about what you think this story might be about. You might have read it yourselves already, you might even have seen a programme based on it. So, The Sheep Pig, it's by somebody called Dick King-Smith, and the illustrator is Anne Kronheimer. Before we start to read the story though, I thought I'd read you the little bit inside the front page. So, this is about the author, Dick King-Smith. Dick King-Smith served in the Grenadier Guards during the Second World War and afterwards spent 20 years as a farmer in Gloucestershire. Now this is where we live, we all live in Gloucestershire, the county of his birth. Many of his stories are inspired by his farming experiences. He wrote a great number of children's books, including The Sheep Pig, winner of the Guardian Award and filmed as Babe. Harry's Mad, The Hedgehog, Martin's Mice, The Invisible Dog, The Queen's Nose and The Crow Starver. At the British Book Awards in 1991, he was voted Children's Author of the Year. In 2009, he was made OBE for services to children's literature. Dick King-Smith died in 2011 at the age of 88. So there's lots of other books that you can go on and read that are by Dick King-Smith. So today we're going to read the first chapter. The first chapter is called Guess My Weight. And there's a lovely little picture of a piggy on there. "What's that noise?" said Mrs. Hoggett, sticking her comfortable round red face out of the kitchen window. "Listen, there 'tis again. Did you hear it? What a racket! What a row! Anybody'd think someone was being murdered. Oh, dearie me, whatever is it? Just listen to it, will you?" Farmer Hoggett listened. From the usually quiet valley below the farm came a medley of sounds. The umpa-umpa of a brass band, the shouts of children, the rattle and thump of a skittle alley, and every now and then a very high, very loud, very angry-sounding squealing lasting perhaps 10 seconds. Farmer Hoggett pulled out an old pocket watch as big, round as a saucer, and looked at it. "Fair starts at 2, he said. "It started." "I knows that," said Mrs. Hoggett, "because I'm late now with all the sayer cakes and jams and pickles and preserves, as is meant to be on the produce stall this very minute. And who's going to take them there, I'd like to know? Why, you are. But before you does, what's that noise?" The squealing sounded again. "That noise?" Mrs. Hoggett nodded a great many times. Everything that she did was done at great length, whether it was speaking or simply nodding her head. Farmer Hoggett, on the other hand, never wasted his energies or his words. "Pig," he said. Mrs. Hoggett nodded a lot more. "I thought 'twas a pig. I said to myself, that's a pig that is, only nobody round here do keep pigs. 'Tis all sheep for miles about. What's a pig doing? I said to myself. Anybody'd think they was killing the poor thing. Have a look when you take all this stuff down, which you better do now. Come and give us a hand. It can go in the back of the Land Rover. 'Tisn't raining. 'Twon't hurt. Wipe your boots off before you comes in." "Yes," said Farmer Hoggett. When he had driven down to the village and made his delivery to the produce stall, Farmer Hoggett walked across the green, past the hoopla stall, and the coconut shy, and the Aunt Sally, and the skittles, and the band, to the source of the squealing noise, which came every now and again from a small pen of hurdles in a far corner, against the churchyard wall. By the pen sat the vicar, notebook in hand, a cardboard box on the table in front of him. On the hurdles hung a notice, "Guess my weight. 10 pence a go." Inside was a little pig. As Farmer Hoggett watched, a man leaned over and picked out of the pen. He hefted it in both hands, frowning and pursing his lips in a considering way, while all the time the piglet struggled madly and yelled blue murder. The moment it was put down, it quietened. Its eyes, bright, intelligent eyes, met the farmer's. They regarded one another. One saw a tall, thin, brown-faced man with very long legs, and the other saw a small, fat, pinky white animal with very short ones. "Ah, come along, Mr. Hoggett," said the vicar. "You never know. He could be yours for 10p. Guess the weight correctly, and at the end of the day you could be taking him home." "Don't keep pigs," said Farmer Hoggett. He stretched out a long arm and scratched its back. Gently he picked it up and held it before his face. It stayed quite still and made no sound. "That's funny," said the vicar. "Every time so far that someone has picked him up, he's screamed his head off. He seems to like you. You'll have to have a guess." Carefully Farmer Hoggett put the piglet back in the pen. Carefully he took a 10p piece from his pocket and dropped it in the cardboard box. Carefully he ran one finger down the list of guesses already in the vicar's notebook. "Quite a variation," said the vicar. "Anything from 20p to 40 so far." He wrote down Mr. Hoggett and waited, pencil poised. Once again, slowly, thoughtfully, the farmer picked the piglet up. Once again it remained still and silent. £31, said Farmer Hoggett. He put the little pig down again. "And a quarter," he said. 31¼ £. Thank you, Mr. Hoggett. We shall be weighing the little chap at about 4:30. Be gone by then? "Ah, well, we can always telephone you, if you should be lucky enough to win him." "Never win nothing." As he walked back across the green, the sound of the pigs yelling rang out as someone else had a go. You do never win nothing," said Mrs. Hoggett at tea time, when her husband, in a very few words, had explained matters. "Though I've often thought I'd like a pig. We could feed him on scraps. He'd come just right for Christmas time. Just think, 2 nice hams, 2 sides of bacon, pork chops, kidneys, liver, chitterling, trotters. Save his blood for black pudding. There's the phone." Farmer Hoggett picked it up. "Oh," he said. Now that's the end of our first chapter. So, I wonder if you can have a think about what the setting was that we were in that part of the story and who the characters were. And I wonder which was your favourite character. Have a discussion maybe with your brothers and sisters or with your grown-ups, and I'll read another story for you for next week.